Welcome to the Daves of Our Lives. The opinions, comments, and views expressed on this podcast do not reflect the opinions or views of Dave, or any other Daves. All comments should be taken as parody and or satire. Thank you for listening.
Welcome to the Daves of Our Lives. I'm here with my co-host Dave O.
And with my co-host Dave.
And this is our interview series with a fellow Dave. Would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Dave Baggott. People just call me Bags.
All right.
And I am the majority owner and operator of the Ogden Raptors professional baseball team.
Great. Yeah. So one of the things that we do is one of the main things we do on the podcast is just interview other Daves. So
I love it.
I reached out to Bags and said, hey, we have this podcast. This is the name of it. Would you mind being on? And he had no hesitations responding in the affirmative. So we appreciate it.
Well, here's the question.
Yeah.
Are Davids allowed in?
Yes.
Okay, because I would tell David to stick it. This is for Dave's only.
Okay.
We'll
take that
the only
feedback.
time I was called David is when I was in trouble.
Okay.
So Davids, I have no respect.
We christen them as Dave if they do agree to come on the podcast.
Okay.
So they're
Yeah. The story, I look in the Bible, I'm pretty sure that King David was called Dave after the murder and the Bathsheba thing. So we just say
the Bathsheba thing.
We're not going to get into details.
He just referred Dave. He just referred to
So anything
the Bible as a thing.
as a thing.
No,
heard.
the incident.
All right.
But we just say anything stupid we've done in our life was when we were David,
I agree with that.
and now we're Dave moving. It's a Saul to Paul moment.
Yeah. Wow. There's an intelligent Dave amongst us.
Yeah, at least one of us. I can't claim that. Bags, we've got something to gift to you for being a guest on the podcast. We have our Daves of Our Lives mugs, and we decided to get one for you.
Perfect. Now, I'll use it promptly, but normally these are given to guests when the show's ending. So are we done?
No, but we wanted you to have it at the beginning.
I'm missing a golf date for you guys. I'll put it right here.
So it sounds like you need to take you golfing. Huh? It sounds like you need to take you golfing to make up for this.
We'll be all right. I'll let you up.
Okay.
I can carry the clubs. I can do that.
Oh, we got a caddy.
You look like a caddy.
Yeah. I can give you bad advice too.
Caddies don't last with bad advice. They get fired real fast.
Which is why I swing the clubs and I don't offer advice.
That's right.
Well, do you have any questions you want to start off with, Dave?
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead and tell us what your childhood was like, where you're from?
Where'd you grow up?
Well, first of all, that wasn't a question. That was a request.
Yeah, it was one of those
Another
things.
Intelligent Dave among us.
So let me. I am the youngest of four boys. I was born in Hollywood, California. Grew up in Fullerton, California. Went to high school in the Anaheim region. I played baseball and a little bit of college football in Long Beach. After a couple of years of doing that, I realized that my whole family's football. My oldest brother was a linebacker at UCLA. I had another brother he was just named to the all 150-year first team defensive end at Harvard University.
Oh, nice.
They celebrated last year, I think, 150 years of Ivy League football, and he was named first team defensive end.
That's
pretty
awesome.
cool.
Okay.
And then I had another brother who was like an all Pac-10 strong safety at UCLA. He got a little time with the Raiders before he just had this little injury called a broken neck that put him out of his career. And my father was a quarterback in college and spent a little bit of time with the Bears. So it was all, football in the family. And I ended up getting to play a little bit of minor league baseball. I ended my career in Salt Lake with the old Salt Lake Trappers, which, if people are aware of that team, are currently in the Hall of Fame. And there's actually a documentary film out about that 1987 team that accomplished a feat that'll never be matched, where they won 29 consecutive games in a row.
What's the film called? Do you remember?
It's called The Street.
The Street.
Okay.
Produced by Kellen Ikegame. Very well done. I think the Megaplex theaters have a limited run of it going right now.
Oh, it just came out recently.
Yeah, just a couple.
Okay.
Well, it's been in the works for 3 years.
Oh, okay.
But you know how that stuff takes before you get. And they've won some film festivals, and now they're getting some play in some of the Megaplex theaters. Really a wonderful story about a group of kids who were told they weren't good enough to play, and then they ended up getting a chance, and they set the world on fire. So
awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I am gonna do one thing. Keep talking, you two. I'm gonna change this camera angle.
It's gonna change the camera angles.
Yeah,
I don't look good from the side.
I don't.
He's the eye candy of the podcast. He needs to look good.
Yeah, so I ended up going when I finished my playing career in Salt Lake. For some reason, the ownership of the team took to me, and they asked me if I'd like to come work for them. And at the time, I was studying real estate, trying to get a real estate license, and I was taking acting classes because I was a theater major, all that kind of stuff. And turns out I was pretty bad at all of it. So I said I'd go do it for a year.
Okay.
And then 18 months after taking that job, I ended up being its general manager until it's, for lack of a better term, it's political genocide from Salt Lake City at the time. And the team was basically, through no fault of their own, destroyed. And I ended up putting my own group together and buying that same team.
Oh.
And moving it here to Ogden. And I think we just finished our 32nd year. So here we are.
So the remnants of that
Correct.
is what became the Ogden Raptors.
Correct.
And was it called the Ogden Raptors at its conception?
It's funny you asked. It's a great question, Dave. So, Dave, pay attention.
You got me.
We had a name the team contest when we opened up shop.
Okay.
And it was rigged.
What year was this?
This was the fall of 1993.
Okay.
So we've just been given the blessing from Ogden City to set up shop and go to work. So we put our shingle outside. It's just Ogden Professional Baseball. We don't have a team name yet. So the mayor at the time, Glenn Meekum, says to me, we'd really like you to keep the name Trapper because that's an established name and we won't have to work very hard letting people know that what's coming to town is this legitimate operation. So we said, sure, of course it is. I've already got uniforms designed for it with the Trapper. But we're going to do a name the team contest through the local Standard Examiner newspaper because we want to get free publicity to launch the team. And what better way than to have a under-the-table fraudulent name the team contest?
I love this.
Fraudulent.
Oh, absolutely.
The
we
name...
had no intention of naming it anything but the Trapper.
Okay.
And the parameters were that it wasn't based on the most submissions, which Trappers would have won hands down.
Sure.
The club reserves the right to pick any name submitted.
Okay.
And it's Trappers, 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 a couple of, Barneys, a couple of this. And all of a sudden, this 10-year-old girl from out in Roy, I believe she lived in, Tracy Perk.
I know that.
She submits the name Raptors. And it just stopped me in my tracks. And I said, the movie Jurassic Park had just
came out. Yeah.
Utah as a state is world renowned for its dinosaur find and its history of dinosaurs. And Ogden City has the George S. Eccles Dinosaur Park.
Yeah.
And I thought, this is perfect. And I went to the mayor and I showed him and I said, what do you think? And I said, by the way, even though the Trappers are spelled this way, if you scramble the Raptors, you could spell Trappers out of it. And the mayor actually loved it. So one girl submitted the name Raptors, and we gave her lifetime season tickets and a team jacket, and she's still coming and brings her children.
Tracy Perkins.
That is awesome.
Actually, she goes by Tracy Beck now. But
okay.
Anyway, just a wonderful, something that was supposed to be a total fake. Turns out to be probably the most legitimate thing I've ever done. So good on her and good on the Raptors. And here we are, 32 some odd. Our first season was 1994.
Yeah.
So I think 32 years in existence or 33, but we lost a year due to COVID. We didn't play that year.
Oh. Okay.
But it's been a hell of a run.
33 seasons.
Yeah.
I want to hear more about some of the illegitimate things that you've done if you're okay talking about it.
Well, no, that's about. You don't have enough time.
Okay. Fair enough.
Believe me, if I had any, I'd tell you.
Okay.
Those were all done when Hugo went by David.
Yeah,
just for
that's right.
clarification.
David All.
stories. Yes.
Yeah.
We got it. Okay. So we grew up in California, right? That's what you said.
You came out here for baseball, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Have you done anything else professionally, or has it always been baseball? When I say professionally, I mean to get paid, getting paid to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I do some things, privately and stuff that doesn't require an office for,
Okay.
investment
Nice.
stuff and
Sure.
things like that.
Sure.
Most of those, I'm one of those, how do you put it, impulse buyers.
Okay.
So a lot of those things have failed miserably. But my dad always taught me that if those who are afraid to take a risk will always be failed.
Yeah.
So, if you're afraid to take a risk, you'll never amount to anything.
Okay.
So I'm willing to fall on my face any given time.
Okay.
And I say that with a lot of pride. So I learned a lot from the old. I miss him.
How long has he not
My
been
father
with you?
passed away in June of 1998, and his funeral was on my birthday on June 12th.
Oh, wow.
That was a lousy day.
Yeah.
But every subsequent, his birthday has been great ever since, because when I wake up to celebrate my birthday, I share it. So no matter how busy we get in our daily lives, we forget to do this and we forget to do that. At least on that day, I get to think of my dad and share the day.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's a really positive outlook. As my parents are getting older, I'm starting to realize, like, I'm not gonna have them forever.
Well, how old are you, Dave?
I'm 44. My dad's 74.
Oh, wow. By looking at you, I thought they would have been gone decades ago.
Well, if you knew what type of child I was, as the David, I definitely caused a lot of stress for them.
They should be in an early grave.
Yeah. The other question is, how many of us Daves are the youngest of our siblings?
I am 5 of 6 biologically.
I'm the second oldest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's usually the troublesome.
Yep. Lots of David stories.
Yeah. I just love it. The Daves of our lives. Whoever you guys, it's brilliant that you came up with that concept, and I'm happy.
Thank you. Other questions, Dave?
What is one of your favorite stories from working here and being the owner of the Raptors?
Other than the name, because that was a great story.
That was a great story.
It's funny you asked that, because I've been, with my tenure in baseball, not only as a player, but in, running teams, it's been, 41 years now. And I've actually been asked by people to, write down some of these stories, and it'd be an interesting book for people to read. And I can't remember them all. I'm 65 now. I've forgotten more than I can't sit down and find a starting point. So when you ask that question, today's answer may be different than tomorrow's answer of the same question, because of what my memory banks can pull out. I can tell you one of the greatest baseball stories I've ever had was from my days in Salt Lake. It was the spring of 1992. And Dirks Field, I don't know if you guys remember Dirks Field at all.
Yeah.
It was at the same location where the Smiths Ballpark is now. Well, that's where the Trappers were playing. And there was rumors going around about wanting to bring AAA baseball back to Salt Lake City. And the Trappers were this rookie league team and was considered the lowest of the lows. And
was that the time of the Buzz?
This is before the Buzz.
Before the Buzz,
yeah.
okay.
Now, the Buzz ended up coming and displacing the Trappers.
The Trappers, that's what, okay.
The team itself didn't displace the Trappers. The city officials at that time did.
Yeah.
None of the city officials today are remotely associated with what happened then. So, to make it look like the stadium wasn't playable, and therefore justifying a reason to tear it down, was the city came in and condemned a portion of the stadium. And they put that, that mesh fencing you see on the side of roads, portable fencing.
Yeah.
They laid it on top of the seating sections and said, this area is closed. And we thought, you might as well tear the whole place down because there's nothing worse in this section than there is over here and over here and over here.
Yeah.
So they did it anyway. And it was just a political ploy to make it look like we need to do this. And as long as we're going to do this, let's bring AAA back to the market, which we always said, we don't care if AAA comes back. We can go somewhere else. Just, there's governing rules of how you do things. And kicking a team out of the stadium 60 days before a season starts is not the proper process. Anyway, but that was the following year. But anyway, it's the summer of 1992. They've got these areas of the section cordoned off. So in the cover of night, my cohort and I, we went into the stadium and we cut holes in the mesh fencing, about 30 or 40 of them, and we placed mannequins in there as if they were fans. And we put construction helmets.
Were harmed.
We put construction helmets on them. And opening night, we gave away everybody these fake construction helmets that had the Trappers logo on the front and on the back. The theme for the year was Trappers baseball. If there's a seat, it's safe. And it was the greatest marketing thing we ever done, because we actually had the highest attendance in Trappers history of
awesome.
Over almost 220,000 people for 36 home games. It was phenomenal. And so my point is that never let current events shade you from possibly being able to turn a negative into a positive.
Yeah.
And that's what we did. So that was probably my single most exciting thing that we ever did. And then in the bringing it up here north to the Raptors, Ogden has a baseball history that goes back to 1901. It was formerly a Dodger town. We started out as an independent team for 2 years. We end up signing with the Milwaukee Brewers. We were with them for 7 years. But back in those days, even in the early to late 90s, mid to late 90s, we could do things promotionally that you can't get away with today.
Yeah.
For some reason, we've just fallen into a society where nobody has a sense of humor.
Makes it very hard to have fun.
Is that the most challenging thing you're faced with? Like, it is currently, right? Is that the most challenging thing you're faced with?
Yeah, well, I mean, you kind of have to play it straight.
Yeah.
Because now, whatever, I don't want to say we've lost our sense of humor as a culture, but I'm basically saying we've lost our sense of humor as a culture.
Yeah.
We've got to be aware of, okay, now, if we make this decision, are we going to offend anybody?
Right.
And that's the tough part. Because sometimes the answer is yes. So now that it's yes, we move on and do something else.
I would argue that it's almost always yes. Someone's going to get offended by something.
Yeah. Well, one of the great things theme nights, we did a lot. We're going to maybe look at going back to them in 2026. Austin Powers night was a great night at the ballpark.
Oh, that sounds like a great time.
Where the players, we had jerseys.
Baby.
And we had fans and all the employees dressed up, and I've had shareholders flew into town and make them dress up as Dr. Evil, and he gets booed by 5,000 people. And, we've had some tongue-in-cheek promotions like hard liquor and handgun night at the ballpark.
Okay.
IOC bribery night, where, remember, there was the first time Utah got the Olympics, there was this big
the bribery scandal.
The IOC briberies. And so we had anybody who came to the park with a written lie on a sheet of paper got in free.
That's so cool.
We've done so many things over the years. And again, it's all designed to just simply, it's okay to have fun.
Yeah.
Dave and Dave and Dave, there's 3 of us Daves and countless of more Daves out there that are just sitting around going, it's hard to make our mortgage payments this month. Insurance rates have gone up. Gasoline prices are through the roof. It costs $15 just to get a freaking hamburger these days. Yeah. And it's just, how are we going to make ends meet? Well, the least you could do is go down to the ballpark for 3 hours and forget your troubles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw your peanut shells on the ground. We'll pick it up after you. And we want you to have fun. And so we've been doing that from day one. And a lot of nights, the fans can get in free, and some nights they can get in for as little as $5 to $8.
It's very affordable fun.
One of the things I think I'm most proud of is, and this goes back about 12 years, I had a woman walk into the office in December, like December 3rd. And she said, could I buy some tickets? I'd like to give them to my mother for Christmas, for stocking stuff. And this woman looked 75 years old herself. And I said, ma'am.
Her mom's 90, 95.
How old? What the hell is your mom's age? And she's 92.
Yeah.
And I said, here, take these tickets. I gave her a gift certificate for 10 tickets. I don't want your money, and I don't want your mom's money. If she's 92 in the twilight of our lives and they want to spend it at Lindquist Field, I'm honored to have you.
Yeah.
So we came up with a program that then and there, right there. Anybody 80 years or older never has to come see a Raptor. It has to pay to come see a Raptors game.
Oh.
We've been doing it ever since. We probably have close to 100 season ticket holders now in their 80s. I couldn't take her money.
Well, and
we've been doing it ever since.
They come with their grandkids.
Yeah.
I'd imagine. Right?
Yeah. Well, that's the whole idea.
I mean, I'm not to put a capitalistic spin on it, because obviously you're doing it to be charitable. But the fact is that if you have free tickets, it's like, I want to take my grandson or my granddaughter to the game, and they build that memory.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about baseball is you have fond memories of who you're with when you go to the game.
Yeah.
Well, what you just stated there, Dave, is proof enough that you are qualified to be the general manager of any professional baseball team.
There you go, Dave. I think
you've just figured out.
That sound like I don't know if that's an official job offer, but
you just outlined the basic tenet of any minor league baseball team across the country. Get them in the door as cheaply and quickly as possible, and hammer them on the groceries.
Yeah, I've seen
the groceries.
Yeah. Yep.
The cost of a soda between here and the Maverick is very different, right?
Yeah,
but that's okay.
You want to bitch about that? Let's talk about
the
reason
I'm
behind
not
that. I'll give you.
I want to hear. I'm not complaining, but yeah,
let's set this straight.
I think it's good business, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice out. let me explain the difference in pricing.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is about 2 years ago. I'm at Costco. And I decide after I buy a cart full of worthless goods that cost me $378.
Go get $1.50 a hot dog and soda.
And it takes you 45 minutes to cut the packaging open so you can get to what you just bought.
Yep.
Anyway, so I stop at the hot dog counter and I get a hot dog and a drink, and it's like $1.84.
Yeah.
And one of them behind the counter says, much cheaper than the ballpark, isn't it?
Oh, no idea who she's talking.
Okay, I've had enough from you. So I said, you know what, ma'am? Let me ask you a question. How much would that freaking 13-inch TV be? How much would those laptops be? How much would those socks be? How much would those washing machines be? How much would all that other crap be if these warehouse doors at a Costco could only open 48 times a year?
Yeah.
Because that's all we do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And she thought about it, and she said, well, I've never thought about it that way. I'll never bitch at your prices ever again. And then she says, well, what's the excuse for the movie theaters? They're open, but I said, you've got two options to live your life, man. You can either be joyful, or you can be bitter. Pick one. And I turned around and walked away. But that's literally, we do other things in the ballpark here, but our main operation is based on 48 days a year.
Yeah.
So we have to price it accordingly to that. It's much more difficult for us today as an operation because for the last 5 years, we ourselves have had to pay the players' salaries ourselves.
So
it's getting crazy out of hand.
What changed there?
Major League Baseball. They decided during COVID, when we came out of COVID, they decided that we don't need as many minor league baseball teams nationwide anymore.
Because
So
some of the teams are feeders, and
well,
they're
at that time, they were all of there was 160 minor league baseball teams affiliated with Major League Baseball.
okay.
So, and of the 160, they decided, well, 42 of them can go away now.
Wow. This was
Okay.
during COVID.
This was during. So we came out of COVID, and they said we're gonna cut it to 120 teams. So our entire league at the time, which consisted of 8 teams, was contracted, and we were turned in what's called an MLB partner league.
Okay.
So we still fly under the umbrella of Major League Baseball. There are some subsidies given to our league to do so, but basically, since 2021, our job not only to entertain our fan base, we have to go out and find the players and the coaches. We have to hire them. We have to pay the salaries for them, and unbeknownst to us at the time, is we have to insure them.
Oh,
And
that's
when
expensive.
players get hurt, for 20 years, our players were the farmhands and under contract of the LA Dodgers.
Mhm.
Okay.
So when players get hurt, they were getting paid by the Dodgers, but those injuries went through workers' compensation of California. Now they're on our dime. And, I normally keep these numbers private, but just give you a perspective on where things are going. I'll just out and out tell you. In 2021, our workers' comp rate annually was $3,400. And I used to complain at that because basically all we're doing is insuring stadium employees. And what are they going to get, a paper cut from tearing a ticket?
Right.
But now you got players who tear a shoulder or tear a knee. And
that goes through
in
workman's comp.
2025, the workers' comp rate was just under $157,000
Ooh.
and going up.
Whoa.
So the difference between affiliated ball and 5 years into this partner league status that we have
Yeah.
is it's climbing close to $750,000 to $800,000 in expense that we never had before. So I've got to come up with an idea to how do I circumvent these numbers without taking it out on the season ticket buyer or the fan that's paying a ticket price to come into the game. Because at a certain point, when you know your market, you're going to price yourselves out of the market.
Yeah.
So this is where sponsorships and other things have to come into
That's what
play
I was going to ask.
to help offset that.
I was about
It's
to ask.
tough.
Yeah.
It's not easy. It leads to a lot of sleepless nights
Yeah, I
until
can
you
imagine.
get to opening day and you realize it's all going to be okay.
When is opening day?
Well,
Because
the
the season just ended, right?
2026 schedule has not been finalized yet,
Okay.
but it's usually around May 20.
Okay.
It's this year. It might be a little bit sooner. It might go a week later. So
Is there something special that you do for opening night?
yeah, we used to.
Okay.
Fireworks used to be the big thing on opening night, but we haven't done fireworks after games for quite a few years now because for some reason our fans don't particularly think it's worth staying for.
They don't want to stay for lights out, huh?
It used to be, the whole stadium would be full no matter what the score was.
Yeah.
But I think our fans care more about the cost of getting in versus, the dog and pony show you add to it on the back end.
Okay.
We're considering bringing fireworks back, but they're not cheap.
Yeah.
You got to pay for the fireworks and you got to pay for the insurance in case a neighborhood building blows up or, sparks
Catches
a fire.
Yeah.
So there's everything you do has a risk to it.
Yeah.
So we have to weigh those. We did last year, and that went very well in 2025, was we've had 8 professional teams in Ogden going back to 1901. So, and we have 8 homestands. So we did every Tuesday night, we gave away the cap of that team that was over the history.
Okay.
And it was, our fan base really loved it. So we might do more of that. We might do some more theme nights. We might do some alternate identity nights.
Alternate
We're not
identity.
the Raptors for one night.
Okay.
We're the Ogden jailbirds or whatever. Make something up.
Yeah.
Dodos.
Something to
Ogden
do with the
Donuts.
history of Ogden.
Ogden?
We've done
History
we've
of
done before where we've had one alternate identity. We've just called ourselves Junction City.
Oh, yeah.
And the uniforms we wore on every Friday nights were red, and it was railroad themed.
Yeah.
And half the jerseys on the back, instead of the player's name, half of them said "all aboard," the other half said "choo choo." And we sold a lot of the replica jerseys to the fan base, But we didn't take into account that there weren't a lot of women buying the jerseys that said all aboard on the back. So again, this is where you got to have a sense of humor comes in.
Yeah.
Nobody seems to take offense to it, but when some of the gals that work for us said, Dave, we don't want to wear all aboard, and I said, well, choo-choo's not very endearing. But for the most part, again, Ogden's, it's a railroad town.
Yeah.
It'll always be a railroad town.
Yeah.
And we, rather than figure out how to embrace that and run with it.
Yeah.
So now we've got some other things up our sleeve that we're considering for 2026. And some of them we'll be able to do. And some of them I'll say,
yeah, maybe not.
Maybe next year.
Okay.
We'll see what happens. But it's been, I wake up and I go to the ballpark every day, so I don't have anything to complain.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is one promotion that didn't go the way you thought it would?
Christmas in July.
Okay.
How did that work out?
It was awful.
What was the approach? Like, how did you
we
try to market it?
decorated the whole stadium with a Christmas
stuff.
Christmas music between innings, everything like that. We had Santa, set up inside the front gate so the kids could come sit on Santa's knee and get candy. You know how it's really hard to find friggin' candy canes in July.
It is.
Now, you can find them now. This was before Amazon.
Yeah.
This goes back to, I want to say it was like 1998.
Okay.
But we found every artificial tree you could think of. We decorated the whole concourse. It was beautiful. And everybody hated it. Nobody wanted to hear, "Here Comes Santa Claus" in July. It was a July, I can't remember the date, but it was also like 103 degrees.
Oh, God.
Santa was melting.
Yeah.
Screaming at the kids. The candy was melting. It was just an absolute disaster. And I'm a Christmas guy. I love everything there is about Christmas. My tree's up year round. I start decorating my house November 1st. But I just thought this was going to be great. And by the fifth inning, when I realized there was 32, that attendance that night was 3267, which seems like a great crowd. But actually what it meant was there was 32 people on the first base side and 67 people on the third base side. So that was the attendance. It was an absolute brittle disaster.
Oh, man.
That, you see people do those like Christmas and July sales and stuff. It sounds good on paper, but that is surprising that people hated it that much.
Oh, it was awful. Just an absolute
Was it exciting
promotion.
to get set up for, like the decorations?
I was
staff like
walking
that?
down the concourses. It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
Dave can sing.
And it's then where is everybody? Nobody was jolly in July.
Oh, man.
Makes me think
we should have called Jolly in July.
or nobody was jolly in July.
Oh, it was just it took me a half a second to answer that question.
Yeah.
By far the worst promotion we ever did.
What was your favorite one?
Oh,
and that might be harder to answer.
Yeah.
So one of your favorite ones.
Most recent favorite.
This was when we were playing in our very first year in '94 down at the old temporary stadium at Serge Simmons Field down by the river. We were the very first team that did a theme night, and we did Grateful Dead night.
Oh, nice.
And John Stein, who was our general manager at the time, and myself, we found the white cotton button-up baseball jersey.
Oh.
And we tie-dyed them ourselves.
Oh.
And numbered them and the whole thing. And we were the first minor league baseball team to do it. And if there's other minor league operators out there who watch this podcast, they're going to believe that that's not true. But if you go out and ask some of the other minor league operators that go back that far, they'll tell you that the Ogden Raptors were the very first team to do a theme night, like a Grateful Dead night. Now you've got Jimmy Buffett nights. You've got all these other theme nights. And we played Dead music the entire night. We sold grilled cheese sandwiches for $1. It was freaking great. And you were dressed up if you woke up out of bed and just put your Deadhead shirt on and went to the ball. That's how it looked. The place was packed. And, we were playing Sugar Magnolias. The jersey had our mascot dressed up as, as a deadhead. And it was the first one because it allowed us to think outside the box of a normal baseball. And it was very successful. And I'm just pissed off that I did trademark or copyright the event.
Yeah.
Because everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
And I will take pride in that we were the very first ones to do it. The first to do anything, I think, is great.
Yeah.
The first person to design a laptop.
Yeah.
Was that Bill Gates?
Was that the first laptop? Was it?
No,
Bill
I
Gates?
know Microsoft was the first software, that changed. I mean, they changed society.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Elon Musk changed the world. The first, anybody to do the first of anything is always going to be on top of the world.
This gets back to your the advice from your father.
Yeah.
Basically, like, hey, you have to try. You have to be willing
to take
to
a risk.
fail. The hockey quote that I think of is the Wayne Gretzky, and I might not say it exactly right, but you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's something that I work with my kids on and tell them, look, it's okay if you fail. I'm not going to make fun of you to your face. This
Look,
is a safe
Michael
place.
Jordan over his career missed 10,000 shots.
Yeah.
And he's the greatest player to ever play the game.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We're not debating this.
I wouldn't. I know there are some that would, but
Oh, don't tell me LeBron's the
I'm
greatest.
not telling you that.
There-
I would never advocate for that.
The game is different.
Yeah.
absolutely.
LeBron is top 3, top 5 for sure. But the game is different. Dennis Rodman today would never be allowed to play basketball.
Right. No,
Because they call
absolutely not.
fouls without even touching anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are so sensitive in basketball. Every sport is sensitive. You can't even sack a quarterback anymore.
Yeah. What's with that?
Yeah. Come on. Just
I watched a dating
suck it
show.
up, Buttercup. Knock somebody on their ass and let's go.
I watched a dating show, and he had 2 girls left, and he asked that question:
What
Who's
question?
the GOAT?
Oh,
LeBron
yeah.
or Jordan? And a girl said LeBron, and he's like, it's a show where they pop a balloon, and he's like, and pop,
Yeah.
you're out, you're done.
That's right.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah.
So he chose the ugly one. I don't know.
No.
I
Okay.
would choose the ugly one too.
Yeah. This is I had a very good friend. He said to me, his wife is serving soup that she cooked, and he looked at me and he goes, when you get married, make sure you marry somebody who can cook.
Yeah.
Because looks fade. And she hit him with the ladle and kept serving.
Yeah. I had a woman one time in a bar tell me that I was wearing an ugly sweater. And you came all the way across the room to chime in and tell me I was wearing an ugly sweater? I said, yeah. And I said, well, you've got an ugly face, and I can change my sweater. So, true story, too.
Boys, if you're watching this, take note. That's how you handle that situation.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay. One more question about promotions. Is
Yeah.
there a promotion that you went into and you're kind of like, meh, I have low expectations, and then the result blew you away? You were very surprised by it.
I could tell you one that had the opposite effect.
Okay.
New for 2025. We did, and we're going to do it for 2026 because I'm not ready to give up on it yet. But we decided that food on Sunday was going to be free.
Okay.
Oh,
Free food Sundays.
That seems.
yeah.
So the first day, we didn't know what to expect, but I had them pre-cooked 800 cheeseburgers and hot dogs. I figured we're going to have 6,000 people running through here. Massive flop.
Oh, no.
Our Sunday attendant, and we did it every Sunday. Our Sunday crowds were the same, if not a little bit less than any previous Sunday year we ever
I wonder
had.
if there's a cultural aspect
I
to
don't
it.
know.
Yeah,
We're going to keep doing it, though.
Okay.
But we also had, we've had games. I can't give you a particular date, Dave,
Yeah.
but even what the theme was. But we were expecting, we'll expect 2,000 people tonight. And by the third inning, there's 5,800 people in the ballpark. You just go,
Nice.
What's the capacity of Linquist Field?
we could get about 6,000 in here.
Okay.
Oh, so that's full.
So you're almost the full house.
Yeah,
at that
it was
point.
full.
50
And
hand.
that's standing room only full.
Oh, wow.
I mean, we have about, I think we can sit about 5,000, but some of the ancillary areas, you can get
Sure.
another 1,000 people in there. But But that, I mean, sometimes it'll surprise you. We've had one of the fun nights we had was we gave away a car an inning.
Oh,
really?
And I didn't think it would draw well because
what year
when I
was
say
this?
these were used cars,
Okay.
these were barely drivable cars.
These are Ogden
There's a
special.
reason we called it Jalopy Night at the ballpark. And so we got 9 local car dealerships to give us their worst car.
Yeah, the
We don't
ones
want
they're
your
going to
best
sell.
use. We
Yeah.
want
Your
worst
worst car.
They're going to sell them on the auction,
And
right?
the place was packed. And we drove the cars out on the field, like at the third inning, to give them away. We took a break during the game. And we had all these people, 9 contestants were chosen from the hat. So they got to go down on the field. And based on where you were pulled, you got to pick the car of your choice. Blah, blah, blah. So when it got to the end, the place was packed. And now, Grant, say what you want. We gave away 9 cars.
Yeah.
And that's how we promoted it. So the place was full. But I'm going, as soon as they see the pictures, because we didn't want to false advertise,
No.
we showed them the cars that we were giving away. Like a 1974 AMC Gremlin that had
that's
248,000 miles on
I
it.
drew a gremlin while I was in school suspension.
Yeah.
You drew it like on paper. sketched it out.
No. From the fight that stemmed from my newspaper.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was in school suspension. I'm like, that's a cool car. And I drew an AMC gremlin.
Anyway, before I was rudely interrupted by Dave's anecdote, where was I?
You gave away cars.
A gremlin, yep.
So with 9 cars, the place is packed. Everybody's going bat crap crazy. And it's time to get the cars off the field. 2 of them wouldn't start.
I was going to ask, like,
So we had to get fans out of the stands to
They were
push them
pushing
off
the cars
the
off
field.
the field.
And then one car drove about a mile away.
And then broke down.
It broke down, and not kidding you guys, it burnt up.
No.
it literally caught on
Caught
fire.
on fire. Right by the fire station.
We don't have riots in Ogden. We have cars catch on
And
fire on their
and
own.
the great part is not one person took it angrily. It was
No,
a tongue-in-cheek promotion, and it worked out brilliantly. And that said, I'd love to have another car giveaway night, and we did through the Young Automotive Group. But these were brand new cars.
Really? They gave away
They did
brand new
They
cars.
gave away brand new cars
Wow.
on a Sunday, and that was the greatest Sunday attendance we ever had.
I bet.
It's
I
free
think
cars.
we gave away 3 vehicles,
Wow.
and they're
Wow.
brand new cars. So hats off to Young Automotive, and we'd love to do more stuff like that. Again,
Yeah.
we don't have
You
a
know
roof on
any-
the building, so the sky is the limit.
Yeah. Do you ever literally?
Yeah.
Do you ever have vendors come in, like food vendors come in and serve?
We do have some. We own our own food service operation, so
Yeah.
it's hard for us to bring outside vendors out to
Yeah.
compete against ourselves.
Right. Right.
We do have some. We do have the Snowy people, and we have some Lucky Slice Pizza because we don't have and we'll entertain third-party vendors who offer food products that we don't currently sell.
Okay.
And we'd love to just reach out to the Raptors at email us at homerun@ogden-raptors.com or 393-2400. Give us a call, and we'll entertain anybody.
Okay.
We've had others before that have realized, like I won't name the company, but they sold, let's say, pastry items.
Okay.
They had to raise their price so much that nobody was going to pay for that item for
In
a
the
cupcake.
yeah.
And because the vendor has to still pay us
Right.
a percentage of their sales, and
Yeah.
nobody's going to pay $7.50 for a cupcake. So
Yeah,
there
that's
are limitations to what we can
Right.
do, but the Snowies and the Lucky Slice Pizza has always been our, they do very well for us.
Okay.
So.
I have a question not related to baseball. You've been in Ogden for most of your life.
No.
No? How many
I've been
years?
in Utah the majority of my life.
Okay,
now.
in Utah.
I've been in, I guess half my life. Yeah, I guess.
You've been in Ogden half your life?
I'm 65, and we just finished 32 years, 33. Yeah, so I've been in Ogden quite a while.
Okay. So
Thanks, man. You just made me feel like an old.
that was... I'm glad that you got the intent behind that question. I really wanted to make you feel old.
Oh, well, continue your question before I rudely cut you off.
No. So you've been in Utah most of your life.
Yes.
Was there anything culturally shocking coming from California to Utah?
I don't want to say shocking. I had no knowledge of the LDS Church
Okay.
or the LDS faith at the time. When my first day working for the Salt Lake Trappers as the assistant GM, the general manager, Steve Pearson, says, "Hey, come with me. We're going to," and it's around lunchtime. I said, "You can run an errand with me." And I said, "Okay." And he's driving me around the town, trying to get, to know the town a little bit. I said, "Where are we going?" He says, We're going to a steakhouse for a meeting. I went, "Great, I'm hungry." That was my first thought. I was hungry. And he said, "No, we're going to a Mormon steakhouse." I said, "What's the difference between a Mormon steakhouse and a Sizzler?" I had no idea. I'm a naive Irish Catholic from Southern California. I had no freaking clue. And I learned real quick. Culturally also, it took me forever to learn how to drive the streets.
Oh, yeah.
First south, third west, all that kind of stuff.
The grid.
And then once you figure it out, you realize, how could I be so stupid? Because it's the single best system for direction ever known to man.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was my first cultural experience, is when I moved to Salt Lake for the first time ever.
Okay.
And then I find the LDS faith and church to be a wonderful, we have so many, and with social media and everything just being so public now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't, people put themselves out there, whether they should or not, that's up to you. Yeah. But no, people will just go ahead and self-promote themselves and throw out there and think that they're not going to be repercussions for it.
Yeah.
But I love every religion that's out there. If the basic tenet of your life is faith and family, who can say that's a bad thing? Regardless of what faith you have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's none of my business to tell somebody of another faith that their faith is not like mine, so therefore it's wrong.
Yeah.
And
I appreciate that.
And expect the same thing from me.
Yeah.
As long as you believe in something of a higher power. It's like, who's the guy who played Mr. Bean?
Rowan Atkins.
Great. If you ever got a chance to look at it, go online, social media, and look for Rowan Atkinson talking about heaven. And he does a bit where he's managing a way station to get into heaven.
Oh, okay.
He says, "Okay, I want the Protestants over here. I want the Catholics over here. I want the Muslims over here. I want the Protestants over here. And over here, we've got the atheist over there." He says, "Surprised you're here, aren't you?" And I just love that bit, because even for those who don't believe, there's still a place to go for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I always found that to be something I'll always remember. Sorry, I'm getting a little mushy.
No, that's okay. I was asked once when I was young. I'm LDS and served a mission, and one of the other missionaries asked me once, "What do I think of atheists?" I said, "I don't believe in them."
That's right. That's right. Another cultural thing about the LDS Church. I'm playing in the minor leagues.
Yeah.
And my roommate was a shortstop, Lynn Van Every, who grew up in, it was either Ricks or Rigby, Idaho. I want to say Rigby.
Oh, Rigby.
And he comes out, it's our first night on the road, and I'm tucked in my bed, ready, watching TV. And I used to chew Copenhagen. I'm spitting in a cup and all this kind of stuff. And he comes out of the bathroom, and he's in his thigh-high
His garments.
onesie.
Yeah.
It looked like a onesie.
Yeah.
And it was mesh, right? That nice mesh, cool material.
Yeah.
And I said, "Lynn, that looks really comfortable." He said, "It is." And I said, "How do I get a pair?"
Well,
Honestly, I'm asking him with all true sincerity. And he started laughing. And he said, "Well, it would actually take a lot." And he filled me in on the basic tenet of the garments and the history of it and what you have to do. And we've both got a nice chuckle out of it.
That's so great.
But I learned a lot then, too.
Yeah.
So, again, nobody understands everything about everybody's belief system, no matter what.
I still don't think I understand.
Nobody has the right to denigrate anybody's belief system.
Yeah.
And those who do, I think, are ignorant.
Yeah.
So that's all. I'll leave it at that.
I think the phrase "holy envy."
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I like that, where we look at other faiths and we go, "I really like that."
Yeah.
And look for the good. in everybody. The other phrase, which our first Dave we interviewed, he said, unconditional positive regard. To have unconditional positive regard for others.
For everybody.
Mm.
And I'm like, that is something that I'm not saying I always do it, but I tend to like humans more, my fellow brothers and sisters, when I have unconditional positive regard for them.
So look for Dave's t-shirts with that coming out on it sometime soon.
We need to do that. We need to get some t-shirts.
Unconditional positive regard.
The backside will say, don't be an a-hole.
Yeah.
So this is a clean show. I haven't cursed on this show, have I?
I don't know.
No.
If you did, it's okay.
It's all
That's all
farmer
right.
swear
If I
words.
did, I apologize.
I may do some unnecessary censoring.
See, I don't believe in. I told you
No,
before
you
we
don't-
started. I
no.
do not believe in censorship.
What I mean by that is I'll bleep out words that don't need to be bleeped out.
Oh yeah, for comedy
Sometimes
purposes.
it's funnier to hear the beeps than it is to hear the actual words.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
Okay. I had a similar experience to that, not the opposite end, or opposite side of that experience that you had with your roommate. When I went through basic training for the Air Force, I had there were a couple of people in my flight who were like, "Hey, where'd you get that? That looks super comfy."
yeah.
Like, because they had their issued underwear. They're like,
What
crap.
did you do in the Air Force?
So I'm still in. I'm a force support officer. So I do
You're a
personal-
reservist?
National Guard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So 17 years, just over 17 years.
Wonderful. Thank you for serving.
Well, thank you. Appreciate the
How
support.
often you got to go in?
About once a month.
Yeah.
Every
You
once in
do
a
it
while.
right
I'll
here
go
in
in.
Hillfield?
No, actually, it's down at the airport, the Salt Lake
that's
International.
National Guard. Yeah.
That's okay. Now we're refueling wing. You've been around long enough. You've probably seen a couple different airframes, but they're
Yeah.
KC-135s now. So in air
A
refueling.
couple years ago, I got to go up on a civilian in the F-16.
Oh yeah,
Greatest thing I ever did.
that is super
Yeah.
cool.
You go
That
from
is
70
awesome.
feet to 10,000 feet in about 8 seconds.
Oh my gosh.
Just a vertical climb.
How many
Jeez.
G's is that?
It's it's the plaque they give you says you experienced the 9G effect, but I don't know. I question whether or not we actually went 9Gs, but I think the launch is about 5 or 6.
Wow.
But you just literally you do a sit up in your seat to keep.
Do they
from-
have a video of you? So it's like your face is one.
No, I've got a plaque at home, but he let me fly it
I
too.
did so
That
many
was
Gs.
kind of
Oh,
cool.
he let you
Yeah.
have the controls.
Colonel Scott Long, yeah, he was the head of the Black Widows out at the base.
Oh,
How
that's
did
so
how
cool.
did you find your way into that position? Like
We have an annual military affairs night here associated with the Raptors game, and he was assigned to throw out the first pitch on behalf of the Hill Air Force Base. And he called ahead and asked if he's never, he was nervous about throwing out the first pitch and could he come out and practice. So a couple days before he came out, I said, "Come on out, I'll play catch with you."
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
I played catch with him for an hour. And next thing you know, I'm getting an invite to go up in an F-16. They don't do them anymore because they brought the Raptors out there and they're single-seat planes, so they don't
Yeah.
have a dual-seat trainer anymore.
Yeah.
So that was, I was wondering, I had to go through all the, the pre-flight training, and I'm going, why am I doing this? Parachute training and ejection seats. And I'm going, dude, I just thought we were going for a cruise. and it turned out, I said, why did I have to do all this training? He says, you don't. It's just liability insurance coverage and all that. If something happens, you'll be gone before you even know.
you were
And
never
you'll-
here.
And
be
you'll
disintegrated.
wake up about 3,000 feet above the ground under a parachute in your seat. That's when you'll know something went wrong.
Oh, I thought he was saying if something goes wrong, we're gonna scrub the books and you're never gonna existed.
Dave who?
This never happened.
Yeah.
Unfortunate training accident.
No, I've had a lot of fortunate things to come my way, and the most. And again, I'm going to get a little bit sentimental here, but I think for anybody who's a parent, the birth of your children are the most profound thing you'll ever experience in your life. Again, just proof that there's a greater being than this, and the way it's for women to carry a child for 9 months and not have anything go wrong.
Yeah.
is an absolute miracle. And anybody who witnesses childbirth already knows that there's a greater being and there's some place to go, because I just don't think this is just common effect.
Yeah.
There was a story. This guy was talking to somebody, and this lady had lost faith. Like, she didn't know if there was a God. And he told her, hey, just be patient with yourself and work through this type thing. She had a child, and she came back and talked to him and said, I know there's a God.
Yeah.
After bringing life into this world. Yeah. It is a beautiful thing.
I still had, there was a time when we lost a child at 26 weeks.
Wow. Wow, that's
and
third
when
trimester?
when my son found out about it, he actually said he was only like 2 or 3 at the time. He said, and we named him, we birthed him and we baptized him. His name was Ian. And my son Kelton said, well, Ian had to sacrifice himself so he could come. And that's the best way to look at it. And again, sorry for the mushiness, but I just, again, I'm the luckiest guy that's ever. So
how many kids?
Just the 2.
Just
Ian, the one we lost, and Kelton is a junior at Weber State now.
What is he studying?
He's a music education major.
Okay.
Nice. And I think he's got a minor in creative writing. So
wait, he got that from you because you could sing and you said theater.
Yeah, but he's creative. I mean, I can't write a joke to save my life, but I can ad lib with the best of them.
Yeah.
He is a storyteller with a pen and his laptop. And he writes music, he reads music, he's got a story now called The Surreal. It's a sci-fi fantasy novel that he's writing that he just has a writer's cramp to finish it. That I've already got a buddy in Houston who's a book editor who says it's worth publishing. And
awesome.
If you could just get him to finish the book, he'll edit it and we'll get it out on the market.
Are you going to do like is it called micro publishing where you put it out on like Amazon?
Oh, yeah. My brother, Bob Baggott, has a book of poetry that's on Amazon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you were mentioning all your life stories and all the crazy stories and just trying to get them down. Your son might be able to.
Yeah. Would he
do
probably
a biography?
knows.
He probably knows a lot of the stories.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, maybe he does. I do know that when I was a young child growing up in California, the youngest of 4 boys, they wouldn't let me go because they said I was too young. But we lived in a neighborhood where up above the backyard of the house was a road, and across the street was no development. It was just, at that time, it was the Union oil fields. It was the old Grasshopper Union, the oil rigs.
Okay, yeah.
Just pumping oil all the time. Well, there was some real droning sounding noises coming there with beyond the mesa or the glen, you could see this lighting coming up from the ground. And my 3 brothers and my dad, my brothers, we don't know if my dad was just playing for real or if he was just humoring the children. But they were convinced the aliens had landed.
It happens.
So my brothers and my dad took machetes and the biggest knives you could carry and climbed up there and were convinced that they were going to save the world by killing all the aliens.
You think if they could travel across space and time and land here, that they might have something to
a little more sophisticated
machetes?
Knives and machetes.
If there was one family that would take out the aliens, it was this one, because we were all crazy. My oldest brother said, he said this a couple years ago. He said, we grew up in a great neighborhood. There were no crazy people in our neighborhood. And I just started
when you
laughing.
say that,
I said, look,
you're the crazy
dumbass. We were the crazy people. These are people that thought we had a fish tank with piranha in it.
And did you?
No, but we were all football players. We were all jocks. We were all athletes, and everything was a target to us.
Yeah.
If my dad put a new window in the front yard, there was just a new target to throw rocks at, so we could replace them. And we were like the Wahlbergs or the Kelseys. It's just craziness.
Yeah.
But it led to the people we are today, we're again, one of my brothers is passed on, but the other 2 are still going strong. And again, maybe I should start writing these things.
You should.
down.
Yeah.
I guess if you get old enough, time will give you have a whole database of stories.
Yeah.
My dad writes stories. So these aren't based off of his life. They're just fictional stories.
Sure, Dave.
And
they're all Russian spy stories.
Yeah.
My dad was a Russian spy. Anyway, and he published them. And it's really nice just to be able to like read them to the kids. But then my mom also took like my great grandma's stories and about her brothers, and it's called Five Such Men. And she's the only girl with 5 brothers, and each section is dedicated to a brother. And it's like, I love reading it to the kids and being like, hey, here's something about your great great uncle and what their life was like, and some fun things.
Yeah.
So yeah, write it down. Or even if you don't feel comfortable writing it, just record it. Somebody, all the stuff that my mom did was just based off of a recording in her older years.
Are we still having fun, or are we boring the viewers right
No,
now?
I think this is great. Are you having fun?
I'm having a great time.
I wanna
Hanging
ask
out
you
with a
about-
couple of Daves.
I want to ask about the cigar bar. Tell me about, is this yours or is this a family's? Or is this just something
this
that
is
you
a
put?
gift my girlfriend gave me a couple Christmases ago. Amber,
Okay.
shout out to Amber.
Shout out. Yeah.
Amber, we call her Shep.
Okay.
But yeah, I, you know, my Johnny Lidquist, my best friend in the whole world, and a couple other close loved ones. We'd like to take golf trips where we go to different golf resorts and have a weekend of fun. And it usually takes part with cigars and golf and, you know, wine, and maybe
Tequila.
there's tequila
Some
in there. And Amber said if I had my own little man cave at home, that these would be the featured products. So Baggott Cigar Bar.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't think
very
anybody
thoughtful.
would come, but you know, it's a nice little thing. And sometimes the best things you're never expecting are the most coveted things we have. So I love Amber for it. And every time I see it flashing, I think of her. I didn't mean it that way. It's not like she's flashing me. I didn't mean
that's
it
why
that
you're
way. That tells you where my mind goes.
We will not
We're
be
all-
editing the flash.
No,
numbers
no,
flashing.
flashing.
No, that's great. Anytime I see it flashing, I think of her. Anyway, yeah, no, that's great.
Now, let me ask you
How-
this, Dave.
Yeah.
Oh, you go ahead.
If and this is going to sound like a final question, but
Yeah.
it's not meant to be. What would you say is your legacy that you want to leave behind? It sounds like something that you would want. You would want to have a legacy. Just by this conversation, you seem to
Boy.
be thinking deep about that.
That's a question I haven't even asked myself. I guess it would be it's okay to make a living having fun. I mean, this job does have its daily moments where you worry about where the next bill's coming from and the next bill, how it's going to be paid, and all those things are day to day. But at the end of the day, I get to go to the ballpark and watch baseball. And not only that, I get to create the environment in which people come and enjoy that entity. And I've had a ball doing it. I mean, I envy the people, and I have empathy for people who are working every day at a job they don't like. And what is that, 95% of us?
Yeah.
You know, you got to wake up and you're selling insurance, or you're trying to sell cars in a market where nobody's buying.
Yeah.
And you're wondering, you know, or if you're a 1099 employee trying to figure out how the hell am I going to pay the bills? That's tough. I don't get a lot of sympathy from people when I'm one of 160 people who own a baseball team.
Yeah.
And I'm unbeknownst to most of those owners of minor league baseball teams, they don't operate them. They hire people to run it.
Yeah.
I live here, so why not be the one running the darn thing? And so I have a ball doing it. I have great people that work with me, and I don't like to say they work for me because I don't like to boss people around. They know when I have to be a boss,
Sure.
and they try not to get me to that point where I'm a boss. But I'd like to have people work with me, not for me. And so to come to the ball game and say, or I'd say, Dave, what did you do? How was work today? Oh, I had a tough time trying to sell an HMO to this group and that, these senior citizens. And what did you do? Oh, I had to figure out who was going to pay for the T-shirts tonight. It's not a lot of stress. But the stress part is when you have players that aren't performing well and you got to call them into the office and tell them we're releasing them from their contract.
Yeah.
That's not the fun part.
Yeah.
But they all understand and they accept what's the responsibility of being a professional athlete. So you do the best you can.
Yeah.
I mean, I love what we put on my dad's headstone, watching 4 boys all play sports. His epitaph was, he never missed a game.
Oh,
that's a great one.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember days when I had a brother playing football at Harvard. So mom and dad would watch me play high school football Friday night. They'd come to the school after the game. They'd give me a kiss and $20 for the weekend because that's all you needed back then. And say, don't burn down the house. And then they'd go to LAX and fly to Boston to watch my brother play Saturday morning football in the Ivy League because they played day games in the Ivy, 10 o'clock in the morning. And then they'd watch him play. They'd go down the end zone. They'd give him a hug and a kiss. Then they'd go back to the airport, fly all the way back to LAX to make my brother Brian's football game at UCLA at the LA Coliseum.
That night.
24
hours.
Never missed a game. They never missed a game.
That's awesome.
And, my oldest brother has a ring from the 1976 Rose Bowl champion team. And it's been a heck of a run, Dave. I don't have any regrets at all. I'll leave it at that.
All right. Great. Dave, did you have you were going to ask something.
I'm going to save that question for later. There's a lot of stories on these walls.
There are. Yeah.
What is your favorite? Like when you look at something, is something stick out to you that, hey, there's a fun story behind that you want to share?
Well, you'd think it was the black and white prints, but they're not. I mean, I just, I like that one. The camera probably won't pick it up. If you were going to look at a childhood picture of a right-handed hitting Babe Ruth, that reminds me.
Oh, yeah.
That picture is actually a baseball game in the early 60s played in Tokyo, Japan.
Oh, wow.
I think the one thing that's the coolest is this framed picture of a youth T-shirt that was given to me by a fan only a few years ago. But apparently it was the very first souvenir item sold by the Ogden Raptors on opening night in June of 1994. And he got the players, or most of them, to autograph it.
That is awesome.
And the artwork was a baby dinosaur hatching out of an egg, which is a baseball.
Yeah.
Launching a new team,
yeah.
Which is what the Raptors were. And that fan said it was just sitting in a drawer in his room, and he thought it would be better served to give it to the team. And so I think that means the most to me because that was validation of a concept that one day became a reality. And so that was pretty cool.
30 years later, this shows back up.
32 years later. Yeah. If you would have told me I'd still be here 32 years after we started, I would have said, you're crazy. But I love it here. I mean, I do have family in California, but everybody in California is trying to get out because they just can't afford to live there.
Sure.
Yeah. Utah, Idaho seem like good landing spots for people coming out of California.
Well, Utah especially. Let's not give Idaho any credit. That's where dreams go to die.
It's their second choice.
Yeah. All right.
It's not their first.
Yeah.
You got to pass through Utah.
Yeah.
You can't make it here. Go to Idaho.
Yeah, go to Idaho. If you're morally bankrupt, go to Idaho. I'm kidding. I kid, Idaho. We love you. Well, everywhere except Boise.
Yeah. I've got another question. And this is a more silly question. If you were to pick if someone were to make a movie of your life, who would you pick to play you in the movie?
Oh, that's so narcissistic of me to answer.
Do you want us to answer it for you?
Yeah, let me hear it, Dave.
What do you got?
Oh, Tom Selleck.
Tom Selleck, he's 85 years old.
No, young Tom
A younger
Selleck.
Tom Selleck.
I've been told I've looked like 2 celebrity types. Number 1, Jeff Foxworthy.
Oh, I can see that.
I can see that.
And the other one was an actor named Michael Biehn.
Michael Biehn.
He was played Kyle Reese on the original Terminator movie. Or if you ever saw the movie The Abyss,
Yep.
where he plays the crazy military guy who gets the bends, and
he's
got the big mustache in that one. So
yeah, what else was he was in? Aliens too.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, I could see that.
You have a good mustache, which is why I said Tom Selleck.
I would say Sam Elliott.
All right.
Yeah.
He's
got a little
you're
deeper
giving
voice.
me all these rugged country cowboy looking type dudes.
What about personality wise?
And I'm more of I'm not a cowboy dude. I'm a game show host.
So
Alex
Bob
Trebek.
Barker, when he was alive, Alex Trebek.
Caliber number 5, 25-45, making the grand prize champion. Remember the newlywed game?
Yeah.
So people go out and embarrass themselves that they had your very own washer and dryer. It's like, good Lord.
Right? What a way to start a marriage.
Just gave away the family secrets for a washer and dryer. Anyway,
okay, let me ask, who would you pick to play your girlfriend in this movie?
That's a very dangerous question to answer. I don't know, Dave. If she listens.
Hey, what did his dad say? If you don't take a risk, you're a failure already.
Nobody's watching this anyway, so it doesn't
That's
matter.
Right. If you made it this far in the episode, thank you.
My favorite actress, who has nothing to do with my girlfriend or anybody. I mean, my favorite actress that we've fun to play, the love interest in a movie is Jennifer Connelly.
Oh, okay.
Even though I don't think I've ever had a relationship with a dark-haired woman, but I always thought when, in The Beautiful Mind, I think she's great. And I'm old enough where I really thought she was fantastic in, what was the movie she did with David Bowie?
The Labyrinth.
The Labyrinth. Yeah.
Oh, that is such a good movie.
Yeah.
So creepy.
So creepy.
But I don't know, if any woman wanted to play opposite me in a movie, God bless.
It would be opposite young Tom Selleck.
Yeah. I know who you'd
Emma
want.
Jean Coca.
You'd take the woman from the bar.
Oh, the one that said your sweater was ugly.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't take her. She had a face like a foot.
Imagining toenails on her forehead.
Oh, yeah. No, I would. Yeah, it's.
Okay, let me ask you this: how did you meet your girlfriend?
I'm going to tell you this is the absolute truth, and you are not going to believe it.
This is exciting. I'm in.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I met her at the Fresh Market grocery store in South Ogden.
On Washington?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, true story. As guys do when we have to shop for our own fare. We don't plan it out. The bread's over here. Okay, next up is steak. So you walk to the other side of the store. So you go back and forth multiple times.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going back and forth multiple times. And each time I'm looking up the aisles, and there's this woman staring at toilet paper. In the toilet paper. And she's staring at it for 10 minutes as I'm going back and forth. So I finally said, I've got to chime in here. So I go flying by her with my cart, not at a snail's pace. I go at record pace. And as soon as I passed by her, I turned to her and I said, get the floor ply. And I kept going. And she said, wait a minute. And I stopped. She goes, you can't say something like that and then just walk away. So I come back. She says, what is stronger than floor ply? And I kid you not, I looked at her folks and I said, plywood. And she started laughing, and that's how we met. And we've been together 6 years now. We've never had one spat or one argument. And if the day comes, and we know when the day comes when we take the vows and I bend the knee, every centerpiece at the reception will be centerpieces of toilet paper.
So this is funny because this was right before COVID.
Yeah.
And toilet paper was such a sought after item.
So, and I was also going there to get a cake and a card for my son's birthday.
Oh,
all right.
So we always know it was April 29th. Now we celebrate our meeting now on April 30th as to not take away my son's, day.
Oh, because it was his birthday.
It was literally his birthday.
That's funny.
So you never know what's out there, folks. I mean, I had no inkling that I'd be sitting back one day, so I'm going to meet some gal someday, and it's going to be in a toilet paper. So you never know.
It's
you never know what life is gonna do for you, and never turn away from the idea that something fun can. It's like I always tell my son too. Nothing as big as we make it out to be. Not even our problems.
Oh yeah,
that's a good.
And and I've got that on the wall. I love putting little things on the wall like that. Behind. Every day you get another chance by, Bill Murray taught me that.
Yes. So I know you already told it to us before we got on the air, but would you share that story again?
No.
Okay. That's not awkward.
For the sake of, I mean, I learned it from Bill Murray, but for the sake of not doing the story justice, I don't want to repeat.
Okay. That's fine.
Cause I don't, he's got my number. He called me up and said, "Bag, you gotta." so
we don't want a record of you getting the story wrong.
This is a man who spent 30 years calling me Mr. Baggott. He just would never say my name, Baggott, correctly.
He always Frenched it up a little bit.
Yeah, I always Frenched it up. And I always tell people, I don't care how you spell it, just as long as it starts with a B. And I had a lot of grammar school fights with it. It's an Irish name. It's a Gaelic name, but you can imagine how cruel, grammar school.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. Were you?
I mean, I don't mean to put off the story, Dave. I just
no, it's fair.
I don't want to do Bill's story injustice.
Yeah, that's fair.
But why don't we talk baseball again?
Oh, we got
a few more minutes, right?
Yeah. Tell us who's been the most talented player that you've seen?
Thank you. Let's talk about former Raptors.
Yeah.
Okay. Baseball, again, professional baseball in Ogden goes back to the 1900s. But, I mean, it's, people don't realize that in 1948, I believe it was, Frank Robinson began his playing career in Ogden, Utah.
Oh, really?
As a 17-year-old kid for the Ogden Reds. Tommy Lasorda began his manager career in Ogden in 1966.
He's the Dodgers, right?
Yeah.
Bill Buckner, Steve Garvey, Bobby Valentine. You guys probably don't,
No, Bobby Valentine was the general manager of the Texas Rangers.
And most notably with a World Series winner with the New York Mets.
Oh, yeah.
I went to Rangers games when I was a kid. I grew up in Dallas.
You grew up in Texas.
And I have a box full of
baseball cards. Do you know who Steve
cards.
Buechele is?
I don't remember that name.
You don't know nothing.
I don't know nothing. I'll agree with that. But I have a box full of baseball cards.
He's the highest fielding percentage third baseman in Texas Rangers history.
I remember Nolan Ryan.
I was
young.
You did.
I was young.
Book, Dave.
Yeah. For the record, I'm a buck.
Well, okay. Well, Dave, half the reason we do these podcasts is to learn more.
That's right. So. Former Raptor players, Prince Fielder began his career in Ogden. We've been here long enough where players have started their careers in Ogden, had a 10-year career in the major leagues, and have since retired. But many players, and even a couple players in the World Series right now for the Dodgers, Will Smith, Andy Pajes. There's usually a former Raptor now on every major league roster in baseball because of free agencies or trades. Cody Bellinger, you're a Texas Ranger fan. Corey Seager, began his career for the Raptors. Russell Martin, Chad Billingsley. The list goes on and on and on. And probably a couple hundred former Raptors have played in the major league. And it's kind of fun to see how they are when they start here. I mean, the very first ground ball that was hit to Corey Seager at shortstop, it went between his legs for an air.
It happens.
And so there's a reason why the minor leagues exist, and it's because the game is very difficult to play. And so you don't go from the high school field to the television overnight. You got to pay your dues. And to hit and Barry Bonds will tell you, who by the way belongs in the Hall of Fame. To hit a round object with a round object is the toughest thing there is. And to make a decision of whether or not it's a hittable object within less than a tenth of a second.
Oh yeah.
Is why they pay people who fail. Now, it used to be if you failed 70% of the time, you were considered great. Now, the way hitting is, I don't call it evolved. I think it's devolved. Where if you fail 75% of the time as a hitter, they'll pay you $30 million a year. I think the level of hitting has changed so much that it's not for the better.
Yeah.
That it's changed the game. I think analytics is ruining the games, but that's another hour subject for you. It's terrible. See the ball, hit the ball. That's my theory.
Yeah. Runners
at first and second, bunt the guy over. But I'm old school now, I guess, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway,
has pitching changed at all? Like,
pitching is changed, and I don't think it's for the better.
Okay. Well, how
a guy? You know who Greg Maddux is?
Yeah,
I don't.
Greg Maddux is probably, in my opinion, one of the greatest 5 pitchers in the history of the game. He could throw 92 miles an hour, but that's not what he was designed to do. He could throw a fastball that would move 4 feet. He changed speeds. He changed eye level. All Driveline and analytics has done with pitching today is go out there, throw as many pitches as you can for as hard as you can, and we'll come get you, whether it be 3 innings or 4 innings or 5 innings, and we'll go to the bullpen. Well, you watch what's happened in the World Series today. The pitchers that are now throwing 9 innings like Mr. Yamamoto did for Game 2 against the Blue Jays, that's why they won the game. You get a pitcher you pull after the 5th inning, you go to the bullpen, that guy can't pitch. I think pitching is awful. ERAs are elevated and batting averages have gone down. I'm watching the starting lineup for the Toronto Blue Jays, and the highest hitter batting average is hitting .259. What is that? So, again, I'm old school, and I'm putting myself out there as somebody who probably doesn't know what he's talking about, but if somebody's been in professional baseball for 40 years and who's actually played, I think I do know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And Greg Maddux would never be given a chance to pitch today because he wasn't a power pitcher. He had a wicked slider. He had a wicked changeup. He had a fork. Well, they call it a fork, a splitter, a cutter. Everything he threw moved. But the fact that it's not 98 miles an hour, you're not going to get that chance anymore. And now hitting is also, to hit, you have to learn how to hit 98 miles an hour. So and now they've learned how to do it. What they can't do, they can't hit 82 miles an hour.
Yep.
I tell my pitching staff every year, nobody cares how hard you throw a ball for.
Yeah.
Right? And nobody cares how great your swing looked if you can't hit the freaking ball.
Yeah.
Our hitting coach for the last 2 years has done a great job by teaching these kids with 2 strikes, putting the ball in play, make contact. And the last 2 years, we have had the fewest strikeouts in the league in 2025, and the second fewest was 100 more strikeouts than our team.
Wow.
And the year before was 150.
Yeah, that's a huge
put
difference.
The ball in play. Analytics, although can be helpful, I think has been more detrimental to the game than anything else that's happened in the game.
I think it right now it favors fast and trying to hit home runs more than anything, right?
Yeah, it's called launch angle.
Yeah,
it's awful. I mean, I see it, guys on our field. It's like you got runners at first and second. Your job is to move the guy over. Now, if you bunt the ball to move him over, great. But if you're not going to bunt the ball, we want you to hit something to the right side of the field so we can advance the runner.
Yeah.
When you got a guy with 2 strikes and he pops up to the left fielder, what good have you done for this team?
Yeah.
No.
And to me, that's a selfish at bat.
Yeah.
And those guys, with the one thing about playing the independent model we're playing, those guys don't stick with us very long because we're not in the development game. We're in the winning game.
Yeah.
So if you don't develop the winning attitude, you're gone. And they know it going in. It's brutal.
So that kind of versatility in a pitcher like Greg Maddux, is that something you encourage your pitchers to develop if they're not, or is that what you look for in talent when you're trying to bring them on?
My manager and I will tell you, and we just hired a new pitching coach who threw in the big leagues for 10 years, is we don't care about velocity, we care about strike throw.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what the clock reads, as long as you're throwing strikes.
We just want, in fact, we don't put a speed display on our video board.
I was going to ask if that actually hurt the game, in your opinion.
Oh, hold on a second.
You're good.
Sorry. Hey, Chip. I'm still doing this podcast. I didn't know these guys were going to take my Social Security wages from me for 3 hours. You're on the air, buddy.
Okay.
See you later. Did that go through?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Sorry. I thought it would be. It's sometimes fun to. Anyway.
We like the candor. We
Yeah.
appreciate the candor.
Where was I?
Oh yeah, pitching speed.
Yeah.
You don't display that.
Just throw strikes. Again, it's true. If you can't throw a strike, it doesn't matter how hard you throw. Nobody's going to pick you up.
Yeah.
Oh, now there are certain guys you're out there trying to find, like we're trying to find right now. If we could find a crafty left-hander who can throw 92, 93, but then could turn the ball over, and we call it thumbing it up there, where you could throw a changeup at 74 miles an hour, that's how you get outs. It doesn't. I mean, if you're throwing 95 for your fastball and your slider or your changeup's 91, that's not enough differential there to fool a hitter.
Yeah.
But if you throw 92 here and you throw 74 down there, and you change eye levels, you're going to give some kids, some hitters, some problems.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what we're looking for. And league wide, our league wide ERA is not good. We're struggling with that. There's just not a lot of crafty pitchers out there, but we're going to take them. And not just for us, we want it for the whole league. Because if we could lower the ERA in 2026 league wide by a run to run and a half, that's going to give the pitching more credibility for more of those pitchers to want to come here. Because first of all, they're already afraid to come here to our league because of altitude.
Oh yeah.
Now we have teams in California now. The team that just won the championship is in Oakland, the Oakland Ballers, a very successful program with what they're doing. They led the league in our ERA. Well, you know what? They're at sea level. The ball's different at that area. Where you pitch at altitude. So the kids that are good pitchers, guess where they want to go first? Now this year there's going to be 4 teams in California. Oakland, there's a team called the Yuba Sutter, whatever, they're going to change their name. But they're in the Marysville area, kind of near Napa Valley. And then you've got a new team coming in Long Beach, California, where I actually played. And then you've got Modesto. The Seattle Mariners left Modesto, so we're coming into Modesto to take over that market. So there's going to be 4 teams there, and California is going to be an animal that we're going to have to deal with. And our league is now going to have 12 teams in 2026, and we're going to look to go beyond and beyond. And, you know, if we can put together a 16 division in the Midwest that never has to travel out here, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's take over the industry. So as long as we're going to pay for it, we might as well make it worth our trouble.
Yeah.
Because the more teams we could bring in, the more league-wide sponsorships we could bring in as well. So, and we do a good job with our streaming of our games and everything else. So
Yeah.
I'd like to think we have the best stream in the league, and we better because it costs a fortune to do.
Yeah.
So,
What platforms do you stream it on?
we're on Flow Sports.
Okay.
It's in conjunction. You can hit a link for something else, but I don't know what it is. Trevor knows.
You go on your website and
Yeah.
you'll find it somewhere.
Yeah,
else.
you find the link somewhere. But
Yeah.
I mean, we have our broadcast. We have like 8 or 9 cameras
Okay.
and broadcast team, and the GCP computer supplies all the equipment and everything else. They're out of late. They sponsor the booth and the whole 9 yards. You know, now AI is getting involved with broadcasting.
I was going to ask that something related to AI. Is that something you're concerned with? I mean, you obviously don't like the analytics of the
Yeah.
game quite as much as what some other people do, but is that a concern that AI is going to start to integrate itself more in maybe even the play of the game on top of the coaching and
I
managing?
think AI it's not going away.
It's definitely not.
So we better embrace it rather than deny it.
Yeah.
So we're doing things as a league that's going to embrace AI a little bit more. Oakland is already on the forefront with AI. They actually they're the Oakland Ballers.
Okay.
The Oakland A's left town, so the Oakland Ballers moved in, and their hats are a B apostrophe S, B, Oakland Bees. And they've got like a cult following there now because, you know, Oakland's been kicked in the teeth with every sports franchise leaving town.
Yeah.
That the Ballers came in and they've been embraced really hard.
Okay.
Well, they played one game where they let AI determine the outcome of the entire lineup. So
Wow.
AI, the manager and the coaching staffs were not involved in the game at all. So
Interesting.
AI picked out the starting lineup,
Okay.
who was going to pitch, what the batting order was going to be. Any moves during the game that took place were all determined by AI. So they had people sitting in there feeding in the data, and AI, and I believe they won the game.
Wow. Really?
So, and I'm having conversations with Clint Betts, who's the CEO of Silicon Slopes, about maybe incorporating some of their technologies with Silicon Slopes into Raptors baseball as well.
Okay.
Now, I'm a purist, and I don't think anybody wants to change the game. I'm more interested in having AI be involved in the entertainment aspect of what we're doing with our products.
Yeah.
But hey, again, like I tell people, we're a give and take operation. You give us your money and I'll take it. So, I mean, to say that I wouldn't let AI determine how we do games, again, if you're going to pay me to change how I do things, I'm
right. Yeah.
I can be bought.
We can be bought.
Yeah.
That's a long time gag on the podcast. We can be bought.
We can be bought. This question might be controversial. Savannah bananas.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
What are your
Ball?
thoughts on them? They've popped up on my YouTube shorts.
All about
the
entertainment.
Again, the Savannah Bananas are a former minor league team that became a collegiate summer league team that ended up Jesse. Oh my God. Anyway, he and his wife leveraged everything they had and decided there's got to be a better way.
Yeah.
So they created Banana Ball, and they were looked at as crazy.
Yeah.
Again, talk about somebody who wasn't afraid to take a risk.
Yeah.
Right? And look what it did for him. They're now 6 teams. He wants to get to the point where they have as many teams as Major League Baseball.
So is Banana Ball is a league? Is that what
they have 6 teams that are touring?
They're coming to Utah.
Yeah, they're going to go back to the Bees Park next year. And I know they got another team called the Firefighters. They've got another one called the Tailgaters. I think they're going to be going to Billings during the summer. We put in a request. We haven't been accepted. And we always lose out to Salt Lake because they have, if you're going to come to this area, you're going to go to the bigger facilities and all that kind of stuff. So I have no sour grapes. That's just the way it goes. I've got some former Raptors that play on the Bananas team.
Okay.
I think it's wonderful what they're doing. Now, you have to also understand what it is. When people say it's like watching the Globetrotters play, that's not entirely true because the Globetrotters are scripted.
Yeah.
This is not
scripted. I mean, they lose as many games as they win. On the other hand, it's 100%, 1,000% entertainment.
Yeah.
It is not designed to win. Nobody wins championships. Nobody cares about the records. They're just there for entertainment. And I have to be, as somebody who's done it all and seen it all, I didn't think it would last this long. So, and all they've done is grow.
Yeah.
So what the hell do I know? I know nothing. All I know is what he's done. He's put together a model that has captured a niche of the sports world that nobody else thought about at that particular time. And so I think it's wonderful what they're doing. I don't think you can compare it to Major League Baseball or any other competitive style of baseball. That's not what they're there for. Their job is to entertain the people that are paying whatever they're paying to get in and enjoy it. And they're playing in NFL football stadiums. They're playing in college football stadiums. They're playing wherever you want to set up shop. We're playing. So I think it's wonderful what they've done. And part of me is jealous that I didn't think about it myself 20 years ago.
Sure.
Is it something that you think brings eyeballs and attention to the sport, to baseball, in a positive way, that people that maybe have never been to a traditional baseball game go to that and then it bleeds over? Do you think there's bleed over?
I can't imagine anything that exposes a baseball and a bat to the masses to be ever considered a negative towards the growing of the sport. If you haven't been to a regular Major League Baseball game or even a minor league baseball, and you go to a Bananas game, I would think all that would do is say, maybe I should check out that local team in Ogden.
Yeah.
We are doing things here, not at the speed of Banana Ball, but one thing we did last year that they don't do, but because of reading what they do, I came up with an idea. What can we do that can entertain our fans that doesn't take away from the playing of the game? Because we still have a serious game to play.
Yeah.
So our players, we did it last year and it went so well. It's going to be done this year and maybe even some things added to it. If you're not in the starting lineup, 5 minutes before the national anthem, every player in uniform is in the stands walking around saying hello to the fans.
That's huge.
And then they stay there throughout the national anthem. When the anthem's over, come on down through the gate and go join your teammate. But that was just the start of one. And I can't tell you how many positive feedbacks we got from the fans saying we got to get to know somebody. We also have 6 players at the front gates every night greeting the fans as they enter, especially if it's T-shirt night or cap night. They're the ones giving away the swag.
So cool. Yeah.
And these are things that we're doing that we're connecting with our fan base. And you know what it cost me to do it? Nothing.
No.
Yeah.
So we encourage all of our fans, and even you yuckos watching this thing. If you've got some ideas that you want to put forth that say, hey, maybe you guys should do this, reach out. There's one thing about not having a Ruth on the thing is the sky is the limit, and there's no such thing as a dumb idea. Everything's on the table.
Yeah.
So I would love to hear from people, what else could we do? And I mean, one of the things I'm going to do this year maybe is, when it's time to stop the game and play Take Me Out to the Ball Game,
Yeah.
which for those of you who don't know, it's the 7th inning stretch. I wanted to do it one year. I wanted to do it. I wanted to have a dwarf in uniform come out of the dugout at the end of the 3rd inning.
Yeah, is this Austin Power night?
Have a 3.5 inning stretch.
Oh.
But I couldn't. I actually passed on that one.
Oh man.
But these are what I think about.
Yeah.
But when we play Take Me Out to the Ball Game, it won't hurt the players. It doesn't matter what the score is. We could be losing 10-0. Step out of the dugout and wave your arms, wave your hat, get the fans in and sing it along.
Yeah.
And let's we've had things where I also double as the public address announcer. So I'm the guy saying, now batting number 75, Joe Mama. And but we had tongue-in-cheek thing. Tonight is reach over and shake hands with your neighbor night. So everybody stood up. They shook hands with everybody around. Just say hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the next night was hand sanitizer night. With all that shaking, you need to get rid of germ. But it's and these are things. And it's funny that we did that one night. Didn't cost a nickel. But the guy said, you know what? I've been sitting in front of the same person for 5 years and we've never talked to each other.
The season, because they're both season
pass
pass
holders. Yeah.
So
season
they turned
tickets.
around and he was 2-3 rows up. How you doing? And they shook hands and they got to know each other.
Oh, that's so cool.
And it's funny, on a serious note, we have a wonderful relationship with the Weber Human Services.
Yeah.
And they provide a lot of programs to the folks of Weber County. And one of them is the Live On campaign, which is suicide prevention. And it's very dear to my heart. And the gals at the Human Services, Weber Human Services, do a great job. And so we give tickets to all the directors that are dealing with these troubled individuals who are considering taking their lives. And I say, when you're talking to these folks, give them some tickets to the ball game and say, if there's nobody to go with, go by yourself, because there's no greater lonely feeling than being alone.
Yeah.
And even if you're by yourself, go to the ballpark and sit down, have a bag of peanuts and a Pepsi or whatever, and say hello to the person next to you. Because if you connect with one individual, you're going to end up connecting with others and others and others. And that's going to ultimately take the loneliness out of your life. And I don't know if doing that, and we've been doing it for a few years now, I don't know if we've actually saved a life. But I'd like to think we've maybe played a part in doing it. And we'll always do this. So as much as we like to crown around and have a good time, we also like to take time and say, you know what? You have a chance to be an influence on something. So let's do that.
Yeah. I think that human just human connection, like face-to-face human connection, is something that we're missing a lot of in life, especially with social media. The younger generation, they live on it, and they're missing this type of interaction.
Well, and they also think they can have a career on it.
That's also true. Yeah.
In fact, it's funny. We have to put in our pregame announcements about liability, warnings about foul balls and warnings of. We have to remind people to stay off their cell phones while the game is in action, because you might take a foul ball off the dome because you're looking at your friggin' phone instead of watching the game.
Yeah.
Now, our stadium is protected with netting from corner to corner net, so the odds of that happening are few and far between. But tonight, folks, watch the World Series.
Yeah.
And you'll see people sitting behind home plate on their phones watching that instead of watching the game that they paid at Dodger Stadium behind home plate, probably $30,000 a ticket for.
It's just being present.
Yeah.
Hey, as an affiliate of the Dodgers for almost 20 years, I can tell you exactly how much those World Series tickets are going.
It's really $30,000 for a ticket. Wow.
People who sit in the bleachers take out loans to get their tickets.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Holy cow. He just did his worst Harry Carey impression ever done.
Holy cow.
Hi, holy cow.
Holy cow.
Dave from Wabash wants to say hi.
It's a world I don't live in. I don't understand these numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's astronomical for one event for me to think about.
I do think that one of the videos I saw with the Savannah Bananas, they talked about analyzing like when people were looking at their phones to gauge like, okay, we need to change something. Because if something entertaining is going on and they're on their phone, then we're not entertaining them.
Yeah.
Do you know why they called themselves the Bananas?
No.
Because it rhymes with Savannah.
No, that's good. I like that.
I mean, there was the minor league team that played there was called the Savannah Sandmats.
That doesn't rhyme.
Yeah, but
it's an alliteration.
I mean,
some of the minor league baseball team names are crazy. The Rocket City Trash Pandas. Yeah. Or is it Rocket City? Yeah.
Trash Pandas?
Trash Pandas.
This is a trash panda is a raccoon.
I know. I work for a company.
The number one selling merch logo in minor league baseball.
I work for a company that converts biomass from landfills into renewable natural gas, and they asked like, what would our company's spirit animal be? And I was like, trash panda.
Yeah.
They convert what?
They take the gases that are coming off of landfills and they clean it up and put it back on the pipeline. It's a renewable natural gas.
Nobody cares about that.
I know. They do.
How many people do that?
A lot of people do it.
They measure the methane level at where?
At the landfills.
So the landfills, once they get to a certain size, they have to burn it off, or they have to do something with it. Some of them will burn it off and they'll convert it into electricity at the site. Other ones will clean it up and put it on the pipeline and make
I could have
gas
listened
from
to you describe that all day, Dave, and for a minute I thought I was going to have to.
I know. Anyway, back to baseball.
I'm kidding.
No, but the trash pandas. I was
somehow
like,
Dave
trash
got
pandas.
picked as the whipping boy today.
Yeah.
Sorry, brother.
No, I don't care. I like your sense of humor.
We're gonna have somebody do it. I'm too nice.
I have to tell you that like I'm a kindred spirit with bothering people at the grocery store.
Oh.
That my wife is like, don't talk to them. I'm like, I'll make comments walking by.
What's your wife's name?
Lara,
you're so wrong. I say that because, no, think about it. When you go to the grocery store, they have all these self-checkout lines.
Yeah.
And people ask me, you want to step over here? And no, I want to say hello to somebody. I want to have a conversation. And the more and more self-checkout lines that are out there, all you're doing is programming yourselves to put yourself out of a job.
Yeah. Also, like,
say hello.
You find yourself on your phone. You're in line for like 10 seconds, right? It's like, put your phone down, look around. Like the lady next to you, the old lady, hey, how are you doing? You might be the only person talking to her in her life that day.
Yeah.
Or there's a little baby and you're just like, hey, little guy.
Hey, I had an elderly couple in line in front of me and they had their bags full of groceries. And the gentleman said, sir, could you help me take my bag to our car? And I said, sure. So I walked over and I picked up his wife and I started walking up the stairs. True story. He got so mad and his wife was laughing her. You know what? It's the greatest ad lib I think I ever had. But get involved. Say hello to somebody. I mean,
Well, Dave, you talked about suicide prevention, right? You never know. Like a smile to a stranger could keep them from taking their own life that day. You never know by making that connection how you might be impacting them for a long time.
well, one of the things, as much as I say get off the phones and get involved, I do like to scroll through TikTok because
Sure.
I have the attention span of a gnat.
I know.
But one of the things I really enjoy is, and you could tell they're somewhere in Europe doing it, is somebody walks up to a person sitting in a park or something and hands them a note. And they read the note, and the caption will show the writing on the note. And just the words on the note sometimes will just lift the spirits of the person who's like, they had no idea how much that person needed to get that. Like, you're going to make somebody's day today.
Yeah.
And then you just see the person smile.
Yeah.
Or again, nothing as big as you think it is, not even your problem.
Yeah.
And you just see the look on the person's face. It's going, that was right at that particular moment, that person needed to read that. Same thing with somebody who might be considering the worst. For whatever reasons, life has given them a bad deal.
Mm-hmm.
That it's never as bad as you think it is. And if we can do something through a ball game, or even not associated with the ball game, that can brighten somebody's spirit, count me in. I mean, you just saw it walked in, the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
We are designing a Christmas tree that comes up next month for the Christmas Tree Jubilee. That's put together by the Weber School Foundation. And it's all donated. And people buy to raise money for the school foundation. And they're building, oh gosh, I can't even remember the name. They're building these rooms at high schools where kids who are experiencing, if they're homeless or they're not getting fed, they have a place to go where they can do their laundry. They have a place to study. They're not living out of their cars. And they're just doing all these wonderful things. And we're going to donate this tree, and it's going to include 4 season tickets, which is almost $2,000 there. And we hope somebody pays $10,000 for the tree that can help do something for the students of Weber County.
Yeah.
Plus, Trevor, my general manager, has a master's degree in theater design. So I wanted to give him something to do that could actually put his expertise to use rather than figuring out how many freaking hot dogs we got to put in the third base stand tonight.
Right.
Again, I believe in the trickle down effect. Man. If it's a negative, if I come in the ballpark and I'm in a bad mood, within an hour, everybody working here is in a bad mood.
Yeah.
So I have to change my attitude real fast.
Yeah.
If I come here and if I'm got the game show jacket on and I'm having a ball, within an hour everybody's having a ball. Sometimes it's hard to do it. But, I tell our head coach, our manager, whatever attitude you have in the dugout, the players are going to take the same one. So if you're chirping at the umpire for 3 innings, they're going to start chirping, and then somebody's going to get the gate, meaning thrown out of the game. So just, I always tell the players, no matter what, somebody's always, might as well find the joy in life instead of being miserable.
Yeah.
So if there's anything we as the Raptors can do to help bring you joy, give us a call. Because after all, it's the Daves of our lives.
The Daves of our lives. I love it.
You have the music?
No, we don't.
Good,
no,
play that. So
there's copyright issues.
Who cares? You'll get a cease and desist, but you'll get so much publicity out of it.
I'm probably right. Yeah.
You heard you gotta take risks, man.
What is it?
Yeah.
How's that go?
I don't know.
The Daves of our lives.
Like sands through an hour.
Yeah, right.
This is the guy who broke into the ballpark and brought in
cut holes in the
construction.
fencing. Yep.
Yeah, he didn't let fencing in the way.
We've done. I mean, the very first day we opened up Lindquist Field, it was about half the size it is now.
Yeah.
But we didn't want to turn anybody away, so we had an overflow crowd. I put them on the warning track in left field and roped it off. And the rule was, if the ball went into the gallery, it was a dead ball and a ground rule double. But if it drew blood, it was a home run. That's honest to God, that's how we announced it.
Did you give people fake blood packets?
No,
and say,
no.
If it's a raptor ball.
Yeah, I've never done it. I've never done it since because I realized that they couldn't get off the field to go get anything to eat or drink. So what was the point?
Yeah.
We just put people in harm's way.
You need drone delivery of
Yeah,
food.
no-
Yeah,
Sorry, my mustache itches.
that's all right.
Ever since you brought up the
Tom Selleck.
yeah, Tom Selleck. More like Tom Relic. Thank you. Are we done here?
I think so. I think we've been going for almost 2 hours now, Dave, and
Okay.
we really appreciate your time. It's so
I'd
great.
love to stay and talk to you some more, but I really don't want to.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, appreciate the candor as always.
You sound like
I,
our wives.
I've enjoyed being here. Again, when you told me what you guys had, and I said, for Dave's only, I said, I've got to do that.
Okay.
So-
if you know of any other Daves that you can recommend,
Yeah.
we're always looking for a darker Dave too.
I'm trying to think of any Daves. I'm trying to think of any like Major League Daves I know.
Oh, that would be fun
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, let us know. We've got contact information. You've got mine. Sent you a text with my
Yeah.
cell phone. So yeah, if you know of any others that want to be on the podcast and tell their story.
If you're out there and you're watching, and your first name is Dave, can their last name be Dave?
Oh, that'd be interesting. I don't know.
I don't know of any Daves.
Yeah. I'd be happy to interview. We'd be happy to have a last name
There
Dave
was an
on.
LPGA, Laura Davies. That doesn't count.
Doesn't
No.
count. No, they got to be Dave.
I was one of the starters for the Corn Ferry Tour that stopped at the
Oh,
Ogden
okay.
Country Club. And Preston Summerhays got an exemption to play in it. So
Oh, cool.
yeah, his
Yeah.
dad was the caddy. I'm going, Jesus. That's a long walk to carry a 200-pound bag. You ever seen the size of these bags?
Gosh.
Huge.
Yeah.
It's bigger than the lady I carried out of the grocery store.
Okay. Well, we
Anyway,
don't-
guys, I wish you the best of luck. It was worth it just for the mug.
Oh, good.
Can you drink coffee out of this?
Absolutely.
Do you have an exit? Do you have a tagline to go out?
That's
We're
what
working on
we're working
it.
on that. We have been
This-
using these like sands through an hourglass. These have been the Daves of our lives.
Yeah. So, yeah, great. If as soon as this thing goes national, you'll get sued.
Yep. Exactly.
And then all the sponsors will come running.
And then someone else will write a theme song and a tagline for us, and we'll be all
Remember,
right.
anything worth doing is worth doing illegal.
I love it. Maybe that'll be our tagline.
That'll be our tagline.
Dave Baggott, thank you so much for your time. We really enjoyed it.
Dave, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah.
Good luck, babies.
Thank
Thanks.
you so much.
All right, ciao.